Felicitation to Michael Chikosolo Ogbuekwe on his birthday. Honorable Michael Chikosolo Ogbuekwe is a remarkable man, raised in Jos, Plateau State, and trained as a mechanical engineer at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Mike's career journey is a rare piece of history that would make anyone blush in envy. Honorable Mike Ogbuekwe is one of the very few Nigerians in recent memory who have served 3 governors in different states back to back at the highest levels. That is historic. Mike's highly successful career began in 2007 when he joined the now defunct Intercontinental Bank PLC as a business development officer. He left to work as a field engineer with Baker Hughes Incorporated, a global energy technology company with headquarters in Houston, Texas, and offices in UK, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and all over the world. That career move was Mike's long-time dream. Happily, it offered him some of the brightest opportunities of his time as an engineer, exposing him to extensive development courses in Aberdeen, Scotland, Houston, Texas, USA, Paris in France, and so in South Korea, amongst others. Indeed, Mike had an amazing career spell that prepared him for the rigorous challenges of leadership that lay ahead of him. During that period, Mike picked up some exposure in global best practices and some vital lessons in leadership to prepare himself for his eventual high-impact foray into public service. However, when Honorable Ogbuekwe finally changed his career path to public service in 2014, it came with a little surprise. He joined the government of Anambra State. Indeed, many people were surprised that the charismatic young engineer from Nkerefi in Nkanu East local government area of Enugu State had earned an appointment into the government of Anambra State, a government that was packed with the brim with some of the best human resources the state could assemble at the time. But Mike Ogbuekwe came highly recommended for the job and swiftly justified his appointment when the administration that employed him considered him worthy of occupying several important positions in the government. In the very year that he joined the administration of Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State as a senior special assistant on agriculture, Mike was drafted into the highly influential Anambra State economic think tank. He was also made the secretary, Anambra State Land Acquisition and Mediation Team, and secretary to Anambra State Agriculture Transformation Implementation Team. Thus, in his first year of appointment, Mike Ogbuekwe was considered capable of adding value in 4 critical areas in the government of Anambra State. It speaks to his presence of mind, street smartness, and overall intelligence that a non-indigene earned such a huge trust by the government of Anambra State. The government must have seen something in him. As would be expected, Ogbuekwe excelled in all the positions and was eventually handed a bigger responsibility 4 years later. The administration set up a very important agency and gave him the responsibility to run it. Mike was announced as the Director General of the Project Management and Monitoring Office, PMMO, in 2018, and given the responsibility to monitor all projects in the state to ensure that they strictly complied with the standards. That position turned out to be his most challenging. But Mike rose to the challenge and went on to save the government of Anambra State over 2 billion naira from monitoring projects, programs, and contracts across the state. It is instructive to note that even as the DG of Project Management and Monitoring Office, Mike Ogbuekwe held all the critical positions as the Secretary of Standards and Modernization Committee, as well as Secretary Roads Design Review Committee. That brings the number of positions he had functioned into 7 in total. Indeed, Honorable Mike Ogbuekwe's impact was deeply and thoroughly felt in his 5 years stint at the highest levels of government in Anambra State. That cannot be mere cleverness. He certainly carried a spark that set him apart from his peers. A goldfish has no hiding place, they say. So it was not long before the story of Mike's exploits got to the government of Enugu State. The governor of the state at the time, Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, offered him a position as his special advisor in 2019. However, within a very short period of time, Ogbuekwe repeated the same impact he had had in Anambra. His swiftly established himself and was appointed as the focal person on Enugu State non-oil export program. Rising from that, he was also appointed as member World Bank-driven Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery Economic Stimulus Committee of Enugu State, as well as member Enugu State COVID-19 Emergency and Palliative Committee, and finally member Enugu State Public Sector Reform Committee. So he had 5 different positions in the government of Enugu State at the same time. All these appointments took place under the regime of Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. That is a record. Against this background, therefore, it should surprise no one that Mike's public service career did not end when Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi's administration came to an end. In fact, he grew in stature and was duly appointed by Governor Peter Mba as his special advisor on agriculture and as the chief executive officer of the Enugu State Marketing Company Limited. So, Mike's blaze of excellence continues in the present dispensation. In fact, Ogbuekwe has pinned both positions down for 3 solid years with his trademark excellence. The fact that no one can deny is that Engineer Mike Ogbuekwe is a high achiever, a thoroughgoing professional who is also a fellow of the Institute of Corporate Administration, Nigeria, and a fellow of the Institute of Credit Administration, Nigeria. Interestingly, Ogbuekwe has just won the nomination of his party, APC, for the Nkanu East local government chairmanship election. His emergence enjoys the overwhelming endorsement of the party machinery in Nkanu East. His candidacy also enjoys the support of Governor Peter Mba and the entire party leadership in the state. For the very first time in his illustrious career, Ogbuekwe will be on the ballot in the coming election to test his popularity among his own people. Considering his overwhelming presence in his community, where he had caught amongst the ordinary folks, his regular interventions in critical times amongst his people, and his social investment in their well-being, many observers consider him the right man to lead Nkanu East local government area at this moment in time. They argue that his extensive international exposure and far-ranging experiences in the governments of Anambra and Enugu State in the past 10 years have prepared him to succeed as the council chairman. Is this Engineer Chikosolo, Mike Ogbuekwe's finest hour? Time will tell. Happy birthday.